Nathan's choice. Nathan shouldered his bundle and studied the blacksmith shop across the rutted dirt road. Jeremy, the fellow he'd met at the edge of the village, stood beside him. Orrin Gunderson's a hard man, Jeremy said. You'll be sorry you took up with him. He's my uncle, Nathan answered. My mother's kin. I'm here to learn enough ironworking to make repairs. I am to be a frontiersman. Jeremy chuckled. A trapper and an explorer like Daniel Boone? You think a lot of yourself. Other men make a life in the wilderness. I will too. So you consider yourself a man? You're no older than me. I'll be a man when I finish here, Nathan said confidently. Jeremy laughed. Gunderson will pound you to size. When you've had enough, let me know. We'll go to sea together. Jeremy tipped his tricorn hat and sauntered off. Nathan crossed the road. He paused under the maple tree beside the shop's open doors. Inside the shop, his uncle used long-handled tongs to heft a hunk of glowing iron from the red-hot coals of the hearth. He positioned the iron against an anvil and picked up his hammer. The air rang with his strikes. When he finished, he grunted with his satisfaction and thrust the axe head into a water trough. Through the sizzling steam, Nathan saw his uncle's brown eyes on him. You must be my sister's boy, the blacksmith growled. If you are here to work, pump the bellows. At noon, Nathan collapsed beneath the maple tree. He ached from bending and stretching at the bellows and turning the grindstone as his uncle sharpened the axe head. Uncle Orrin dropped bread and cheese into Nathan's lap. Nathan gulped the food and drank from the bucket of creek water. All afternoon, Uncle Orrin barked orders. When he tossed bread and cheese to his nephew for supper, Nathan was too tired to lift it to his mouth. Eat, Uncle Orrin roared. There's work to do. As the sun set, Uncle Orrin took off his leather apron. Another bucket of water, boy. Nathan stumbled down the creek, then trudged up the hill, sloshing half the water from the bucket. Uncle Orrin took the half-empty bucket and pointed to a pile of straw he'd had Nathan dump in a corner. You sleep there. Nathan fell onto the straw, thinking of home and the corn husk bed he shared with his two younger brothers. He wiped his eyes with the back of his hand and concentrated on the creek's gurgling, his dreams filled with sailing ships and clean, clean air. Number 4, Part A. Which statement best provides an inference about the setting that is supported by the passage? A. The story takes place in the age of exploration. B. The story takes place inside the blacksmith shop the entire time. C. The story takes place in modern America after the 2000s. D. The story ends with Nathan out at sea. Part B. Underline the two sentences from the passage that best supports your answer in Part A. He's my uncle, Nathan answered. My mother's kin. I'm here to learn enough ironwork to make repairs. I am to be a frontiersman. Jeremy chuckled. A trapper and an explorer like Daniel Boone? You think a lot of yourself. Other men make a life in the wilderness. I will too. So you consider yourself a man? You're no older than me. I'll be a man when I finish here, Nathan said confidently. Number 5, Part A. What conclusion can be drawn about Nathan's uncle? A. He has a reputation for being the best blacksmith around. B. He is known for being very hard-hearted. C. He is generous toward his family members. D. He hates anything to do with the sea. Part B. Which sentence from the passage best supports your answer in Part A? A. He wiped his eyes with the back of his hand and concentrated on the creek's gurgling. B. Inside the shop, his uncle used long-handled tongs to heft a hunk of glowing iron from the red-hot coals of the earth. C. All afternoon, Uncle Orrin barked orders. D. Uncle Orrin dropped bread and cheese into Nathan's lap. Number 6, Part A. What conclusion can be drawn about how Nathan views his work at the end of the story? A. He is motivated to become a frontiersman. B. He is feeling down because he misses his family. C. He is reconsidering the option to go out to sea with Jeremy. D. He is hungry after his day of work. Part B. Which sentence from the passage best supports your answer in Part A? A. When he tossed bread and cheese to his nephew for supper, Nathan was too tired to lift it to his mouth. B. Other men make a life in the wilderness. I will too. C. His dreams filled with sailing ships and clean air. D. Nathan fell onto the straw, thinking of home and the corn husk bed he shared with his 2 younger brothers. 7. Which sentence best tells the author's message about new experiences? A. New experiences are always rewarding. B. New experiences may be challenging, but the challenge is worth it. C. New experiences might not always live up to the expectations. D. New experiences might result in friendships that last a lifetime.